I mean, I just know it said Blackboard, and I was like, okay, I'll go to it.
And then they had all these. Okay, we're gonna see if that works or not.
They're all in on themselves.
Okay, y'all, it's, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm excited about this session because this is gonna help you hopefully get ahead. Some of this is gonna be stuff that y'all were used to doing. There's just a couple of, really just one extra step that you need to do beforehand. And then we're gonna walk through step by step of stuff you're gonna need to do anyway. So hopefully, maybe by now you're logged into your computers. If not, when you do get logged in, go ahead and go to one of your classes because the process is going to be the same regardless. So just go ahead and go to one of your either summer or fall courses, which you should now have access to. So you should have that one of those open. So like I'll open up my, I'm going to go to courses. I'm going to go to upcoming courses. And I'm just going to choose this blank one, which this is now what your new course should look like. Is that correct?
Mhm.
It looks wonky? Okay. So the first,
I like it.
well, I like this better. It really do because, you know, sometimes when you course copy, it's, when you already have stuff in there, it just, the cleanup is really messy. So let me see where, is everybody kind of at least here?
Dylan's not.
Dylan.
He's still eating
Ask
snacks.
him, I'm like, I try really hard to keep this life together, but it is.
They're working with you, Dylan. We're working with you. Okay. So let me back up for a second. Everything that I'm showing you, and then hopefully you all know, so you don't have to remember this. And you know, always, there's the Blackboard boosters, there's the Blackboard support course and the professional development portal. But reach out to me for a one-on-one. If you don't have time to stop by, we could do it virtually. We could just sit down side by side with you and your computer and your course and work on your stuff. So sometimes that one-on-one consultation is just best. It's just easier. And so remember that you have that as an option. But you also have everything I'm going to go through is in the professional development portal. And if you go to Blackboard support, hopefully by now you know the templates are here, the dates are here, your orientation course is here. But if you scroll on down to this course prep, start here folder, what we're doing today is literally just walking through step by step of what to do. Okay, so we're starting here with your blank new course. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to import the new standard menu. And this is an important part because you want to get in your upcoming course, the new Blackboard tech support. Let me see. There's some things that will look different. So the things that are going to be different moving forward in your courses are all of those resource buttons at the bottom, the four buttons at the bottom are no longer there. All of those, have I already gone through this with you guys? I feel like I just went through this. Okay, let me back up. Everything that used to be in here, all of those resources, it was a lot of resources in one place by clicking on those buttons, but that information, once it's deployed, if something changes during the middle of the semester, we're not able to update those tabs once the course is already deployed. So that's a problem. So the way we've worked around that is that now all of that information, those 4 Blackboard resources, library resources, you know, the 4 at the bottom that you weren't supposed to move, are now going to be in the Blackboard Assist tool. And once we get all of this migrated over and pretty and good, we're going to start doing a campaign to promote this tab to students and to you guys. So students will get in the habit of, if they need something, go to Blackboard Assist, and 9 times out of 10, that link or that contact information will be there. So start kind of gearing your students toward that Assist button if they need anything. All right. So the other thing, and so now this Blackboard tech support is one link. Oh, I love it. That's going to take you, thanks to Anthony. Let me go to my upcoming courses. Link. This new link, oh, well, we hadn't done it yet. Well, I'll get to it. We hadn't copied it yet, so it's not in there. But it will take you to an external link on our library page that if things need to be updated, they can be updated easily. The only other change in the course menu, the 4 tabs at the top remain standard. Those shouldn't be moved or changed. That's what students should get in the habit of knowing, that those 4 tabs are going to be consistent in every course that they take on campus. So that's ease of navigation for the student. They're taking 5 different courses, and 5 different teachers have their menus all different places, and they've renamed things and they've moved things around. You can imagine how crazy that would be for students. So the standard is these 4 tabs don't move in this section 1, and they're not renamed. This bottom tab, Blackboard Tech Support, should always be the bottom tab, so they can just get used to wherever it's in the middle, they just go to the bottom and it's there. This middle part is where you make your stuff used. If you have course links, tool links, websites, all of that, you put that in that middle course tools, course resources section, and students will know these pieces are standard. This part is different per course, okay? The virtual course room is the exact same thing as Collaborate Ultra. The name of that might change moving forward. So rather than changing it every semester when it might change depending on the product that we use, virtual course room, it'll be easy just to say, hey, meet us in the virtual course room. You send your student, if you're meeting with a student one-on-one for an office hour or for, help, support, just say, hey, go to our course, I'll meet you in the virtual course room.
If you record a session, like let's say a student wanted to talk about something, I was like, oh, I'll record it and then send you a link just in case you forget. Does everybody have access to it?
They can get to that link.
Like every meeting one-on-one and I recorded it for that specific student, and then every other student could still see it? If they went to recordings?
You would have to share the link, right?
Yeah, but they do have the capability of, even if you make it like a session with only that person. So you can make a session that's private, it's not open, and it could only be sent to that one person, that link, and say, hey, meet me here.
Okay.
So only that person, or you could lock the course room. There's different ways to make it private.
But he's asking if there's like a public place all recordings will go to.
And there is, and I do believe that all, students would be able to go to the recordings. Let me double check on that.
Thank you.
Let me write that down and email me if I don't get back to you. But
All right. Yeah.
student recording privacy.
I've had to download stuff on Collaborate in the past, like if I recorded a session, I don't know where, I didn't know about it, the place that it went to, so I had to go in manually and download it and then share links and stuff.
And it might be that once you do download it and share the link, that you can go in and delete it. That might be an option,
Yeah.
but let me kind of look into that, and then let's see, download, delete options. That's a really good question, because that's a great way to use it, but you do want to be against your privacy.
Yeah.
And most students aren't going to go if they don't know to go to recordings and to look for it, then they wouldn't, but you can't ensure that somebody's not in there playing around and could have access to it. So let me look in that and I'll get back to you.
Thank you.
Good question. But anyway, the link is the same. It's still the Collaborate tool. It's just been renamed. So you click on that and you go to Collaborate Ultra. Any questions about the standard menu? This is what you want your menu to look like, at least this top part and the bottom part.
Can you make anything collapsible there? For instance, if you had different sections of something, like you wanted a journal, could the journal tab be like collapsible the same way that like our control panel and stuff like that is?
No, not here, but you can use dividers, which may help, and that's okay. So let's just say I'm going to add a content area, module 1. And then I want to make it available to others. And then this is good. I can add, and let's just keep adding some. Module 2. available for the others, submit, and then let's say you can add dividers. And then that might be able to kind of, separate it out. So, oops, Lord have mercy. So even within that middle section, you can divide it out, just as long as these top part, the first 4 tabs are the same and the bottom tab is always the same. If you want to make multiple sections, so like this would look the same, but then you could have a little another section, even though it's not exactly what you're saying, but it could be kind of divided out by using the dividers. That might be an option. And then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these just by clicking delete. So this kind of gives you the tools. You can delete the dividers, drop down, delete, drop down, delete. And this is what you're going to be doing when you're cleaning up your course menu, if you need to. So there's deleting and adding and all that. We'll kind of walk through that as well. Any other questions about the menu? And we can play around with it some when you kind of get to yours. But the first step is everybody, I want you to have 2 tabs open. I want you to have your course open and then open up another tab at the top, open up Blackboard again, and then go to the professional development portal. So you're going to have your course open in one tab and then the other tab. Let's go to the professional development site. Once you're in professional development, go to Blackboard support and scroll down till you get to the green folder. Green means go. So course template files. Okay, you're there. Remember, all these the directions are already here, but think about which course that you're going to be teaching next semester. Is it a seated course? Or is it an online hybrid or blended course? The only the only difference is between these 2 templates is that these have that introductory assignment that's required with the adaptive release set up on that course content folder. The seated course templates do not. Is everybody there? I got that.
The course.
And then go ahead to this computer and download whichever one you need. So I'm going to download the online hybrid blended. You just click on the actual attachment, those blue words. I'm going to do it to my desktop. It usually downloads to your downloads folder. Like if you're on your personal device, it would automatically go to your downloads folder. But select wherever you want it to save and click save. And that's all you got. It saves as a zip file. And now you've got that on your device. Okay, so once you do that really one time, like if you're on your laptop and you always use your laptop, then you really only have to do that step one time because you've already got it downloaded onto your device. All right, that's step 1. You just go to the green folder, click your template, and download it. So now you've got that saved from the professional development portal. You've got it saved to your desktop. Now you just want to import that to your new course. So go to your new course. There's nothing there. Scroll down to Packages and Utilities. Click on Import Package, View Logs. Click on Import Package at the top. And then go find that file you just saved. So browse, select a package, that package that you just downloaded. Browse your local files. I went to my desktop. It's that zip file right there. I'm just going to select it. Click open. And you'll see that that's the file selected now. Is everybody there? Okay, this next part is the super important part. You just want to make sure you click select all because you want everything in that template to be imported into your test. So just click select all and submit. And now you'll say it's been queued, it's running, and now it's complete. To populate it in your menu, you need to hit the refresh button. So you'll click the little arrow up the top beside the URL bar. and then the new template populates. Did everybody just do that? Really? Well, we need to celebrate. Come on. Here's a toast. Yay. All right, so now you've got your new template. That's the first step. So for your upcoming course, whether it be summer or fall, you've just exported the template or downloaded the template to your device. You went to your new course, you uploaded that new template to your new course, and it populated the new standard menu. So now it's clean. Really, you have two options now. You can just start building your course or copying things piece by piece, or you can copy your old course into this new course and then do some cleanup. So that's what I'm going to do today, because I'm going to show you how messy it can get and how it just takes a little bit of time to clean it up to make it ready for your next semester. So I'm going to exit out of that. Now I have my summer course. It's ready. I want to copy my last semester's course into this. So I'm going to go back to my other tab. I'm just going to go find that other course. I'm going to use the one from my fall. So I'm just going to copy my old ACA class into it. So I'm going to go, you always start with the old class because that's the one you want to copy. So I'm going to go find my old class, open it. You're going to scroll down to packages and utilities. That's where it all happens. And course copy. And if you don't want to do this, who's copying a class from a previous semester? Most of us, okay. All right, so you won't have this option. It's just going to go ahead and just, that's how yours will look. It'll say existing. So you're going to copy these course materials into an existing course, the one that you're going to be teaching in the summer or fall. You need to go find that course. If it's a combined section, did I just send this out? Yeah, I just did a tip of the week. Is anybody getting ready to copy a combined section? Like you are? Okay, yours is going to be a little bit different. You're going to see how you can search by course ID, instructor, or name. I'm going to do name. And what did I name that one? You're going to need to look up your course by name, and you're going to need to find the one with the long funky code. Liz. That's the official name for it, the long funky code. When you get to that point, tell me and I'll help you. So I'm just going to click, my course name, or you can, if you have the course ID, you can search however you have your, if it's the 5-digit number, you put the 5-digit number in it. If it's by the name, you put the name in it. You make sure you choose the right button by however you're searching, and then you click search.
Okay, so for my, which one I'm dealing with, my summer class I'm trying to copy it into, I don't have a long funky code.
That's the long scroll up.
No, that's spring.
Have they been combined?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't combined?
Well, this one's not a combined, but the one I'm copying from is combined.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay,
As long as the one you're copying into.
because like my fall ones, they do have a long.
And that's the one.
That's a spring. But there is a summer one that is combined.
Did you scroll down and see like that one?
That's fiction. Spring, fall, spring, spring.
Scroll up for a second. Let me see how you searched.
I haven't searched. I mean, I don't have that many classes to go through, so.
So you're not seeing your fall class?
No, I'm looking for my summer class. That's combined.
Okay, put in here, scroll up and just type, list the name of these courses.
Yes.
Okay, and then do name.
Spring, fall, 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 fall. Fall.
And this one's every fall.
So that's it, right? Summer, right here, but it doesn't have a long funky code.
You need to talk to
Because they were combined, I just had two different. You know what, they're not combined because one's a 5-week and one's a 8-week.
Okay,
That's fine.
so then you'll just do it this normal way.
Okay. Sorry,
No problem.
I just realized it.
All right, so I am, so search however you need to search, by the ID if you have that 5-digit number, or by the name. Find it, select the blue button, and then click submit. So this is my old course menu. I had the same 4 tabs at the top, all this stuff at the bottom, and then all my mess in the middle. But I'm going to show you, I want to copy all of that, because a lot of times if you do it piecemeal, some things behind the scenes are connected that you don't know is connected. So if you just kind of come in through here and start selecting things, you can do it that way. But some things, like if you do content assignments, but you don't do tests, surveys, and polls, you know, it might not copy over. So to me, things usually copy over without any kinks if you just go ahead and do select all, and then you do the cleanup on the other end. So I'm going to do select all. Because see, do you see how, like, if you do content assignments, if I were to just select, I just want my content assignments, but you don't know that that's connected to test, surveys, and polls. If you don't do both, then it's not going to, and a lot of other things are kind of connected that way behind the scenes. So to me, it's just easier to select all and then click submit. So now you're going to see right now, oh, wrong tab. Right now, it's all clean and pretty. This is the way it's supposed to be. This is the standard in my new class.
What about the bottom where it says file attachments?
Those you just leave as default. They default to the best. So I don't mess with anything. I just, down here, you just leave it as is. And then you just click select all. And that's it. So you find your class that you want to copy this into, you select all. We're there, and then you click submit. You'll say it's been queued. And then it's not going to populate, and it might take a couple of seconds because it's, you know, got to go up there and stuff.
It's being queued and then.
Okay, I'm going to refresh here, and it
so
should,
it'll be, no, okay, I got it.
and it still hasn't populated. And it still hadn't populated. Has y'all's populated?
Mm-hmm.
Hope. Oh, why do I keep doing that? It's queued. Mine's just taking longer. Right. Well, I did copy it to blank course 22, didn't I? Okay, no, it's still not done. Let me make sure. I'm gonna do it twice though. But y'all's populated?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it didn't. Oh my God. I copied it into my sample class. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We got this.
Is it easy to, like, if you do that, to reverse it? Wrong.
Didn't sound like it was.
So, yeah, I did that on purpose to show you what not to do. So, let me see. Sample class. I think this is where I clapped tag it. Yeah. It's complete. Okay.
All you get to do is delete more things off of your tab over there.
That's right. So I did that on purpose to show you how messy it can be. So what I would do would be to have either a printout or this standard menu. Let me get to
What it should look like.
yeah. And there's a wait, where am I? And Blackboard support and the course prep folder There's the directions for how to export how to copy a course sheet. All these directions are here, how to set up your introductory assignment. The course prep checklist will have a picture. You can just either have this open or you can actually download that course prep checklist and it'll have a picture of the standard menu. So you can just kind of have that as your, you can click back and forth between, toggle back and forth between tabs, or you can actually print that out to have a visual of what we're working toward. I'm just going to have it here and I'm going to get myself. So I know the first 4 tabs are the same, but I need to go in and make sure that they haven't duplicated, which they have, because I had one automatically load in my new course shell, and then I had one copied over. So I don't want to have to redo this because none of this information is incorrect. So I'm just going to go delete this one. Drop down, delete. And if I needed to update this information, I would just click this drop down and click edit. So like if my numbers changed or my office has changed, you just.
So you just deleted the one that was imported, not the one you already had, right?
Yeah, because I don't want to have to redo all this. I've already got my picture, I've already got that. So just delete the one you don't want. The syllabus. See, now I've got 3. It's messy. So I'm going to go through which one. None of these are going to be right because I'm going to be exporting. This is my old syllabus. So I might as well just, or I could just keep. I kind of want to keep these because this is really my sample class. But anyway, I'll show you. Like I would just delete, drop down arrow, delete. And then I would probably delete that one too, but I'm not going to. And then I would just be left with this one because the verbiage is what I want. All I need to do is click drop down, edit. Mark for removal, because that's my old syllabus. So now it says unmarked for removal. Okay, so I've marked that one for removal. I'm going to get rid of that one. I'm going to go browse my local files and just submit, browse your cloud, wherever you have your stuff. And I'm just going to put this thing right here. Find your new updated syllabus. So the new one's there. You're going to permit and submit. So now it's the same verbiage. I didn't have to retype anything. I just removed the old syllabus and updated it with the new syllabus. Y'all good? Okay, we're going to skip that part. This is okay. These, I'm just going to have to delete a lot. Okay, so I'm just going to go through and just delete all of these. It's going to ask you, yes, do you want to delete? Yes. And it's going to ask you one more time. Are you really sure? Yes. I can move things. Let me do it over here. I don't want to do that. Easier over here. So I can just really quickly go through and click, delete, delete, delete. That's gone. Click, delete, delete, gone. If you don't want a divider, delete the divider. Click, delete, gone. So I'm going to give you a few seconds. Do y'all have some cleaning up to do? Cool. Okay, go through. If you need to move something around, if something isn't in the right spot, like I want these up here, you just hover over that tab on the left-hand side and you'll see little crosshairs. Click and drag to wherever you want it to go.
Students can use their, it's like online.
No, I agree.
Okay, right. All right. And like I said, yeah, sometimes if you want to just set it up, you do.
Yeah, what, so when we went to, Blackboard, for the, how it should look,
Yeah, because there's a lot of Blackboard supports. You gotta need to know which one is the right one. So then this old one that, we'll click on it too. You can see if it doesn't go, like that's the wrong one. If it goes to this page with all this stuff in it, it should go to. It should say Blackboard Tech Support, and I tried to make it a different name, even though they're all similar, but some might say BB Tech Support. But to test it, just make sure when you click on it, it should open up into another page, and it goes to the library page. And it has all the same information. So if it doesn't open up to this page, it's the wrong one. So it should ultimately look like this with your stuff in the middle.
When we, select all and we went to and it pulled in all our announcements and the announcements, do those, if in the old course, we had set those to send an email automatically, when we copy it in, is it?
It's
Okay.
not sending emails. And I wish I had said that, because now you've got to go delete all those old ones.
Mhm.
Announcements is one that I typically, I should have said that to you, because now you're gonna have to delete all your old ones.
I didn't listen to you. I did not. I just selected the ones I wanted.
Yes.
And then redo them. I mean, why reinvent the wheel?
Well, you have to-
No, I've got beautiful graphics. No.
But if that is one thing, like if you don't want to have to clean up and delete all your announcements from your old class, just, you can deselect, is that the word, unselect, uncheck the announcements box. And so your announcements won't copy over. It'll just be that initial new welcome that's already preloaded into your shell. So, yeah, that was, sorry, my bad.
For the course or the content.
Okay, no, I'm getting ready to get to that.
Okay.
All right, so let me see if I can, all right, so y'all feel comfortable with going through and moving around and deleting and cleaning up the course menu, and you have a vision of what it's supposed to look like in the Blackboard support course. Okay, so y'all can kind of keep working on that. But let me get to the part where, Dylan's talking about. Let me just do this real quick. Which, can I go into your course and we'll actually work on your course?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Let me, which class is it?
It's,
I copied Nicole's.
171, 6.
Oh, it's where it's supposed to be. It's only 10 weeks. It's just got 17.
Do you have the 5-digit code?
Maybe 4, 4, 5, 2, 6. Or,
Is that it?
is that one?
Or that's 2023.
That's, oh, so this one is 43226.
43226.
Can we change those?
The numbers.
The course ID?
Oh, is that right?
No.
It's a spring.
Oh, the fall is what I was working on, my bad. Man, you know, I'm
Oh, that's right. What was the first one?
44526. I wasn't sure about any of them, honestly. I just saw some numbers and started.
So Dylan's getting a freebie right now. Let's see. All right, so this is exactly what happens. When you copy a course, you've got the introductory assignment, the content, course content folder. You know these are your new ones because they have the red font in them with the directions. You know that's the new introductory assignment. That's your course content, but it's empty. So if you click on that, it's empty. But because things are connected to each other in the backgrounds, don't just start deleting stuff. Way to go, Lynn. All right, so start at the bottom and then just undo everything. So item is hidden from students. I'm just gonna, this is probably overkill because I'm a little anal, but I'm just gonna say, go into edit the test options, and I want to make it available. No, it's not available because of this date, so I'm just gonna uncheck that. So start at the bottom.
That's the old one. It's not hidden anymore. I'm gonna go to this course content folder. We want this one because when you click on this, this is where all your stuff is. Look at that pretty course.
Visually
I
appealing.
think I stole that.
All right, so we know we don't want to delete this one, but we also don't want adaptive release set up on it yet because this is connected to the old introductory assignment. So you're starting at the bottom and you're just taking everything off. So click drop down, adaptive release. Come down here. You don't want this connected to that introductory assignment. So you're just gonna click none. I don't want any adaptive release set up on this folder at this point. I'm taking everything off. So we're clicking submit. So we're gonna go to the bottom. That's done. It looks right. This one, why does it say adaptive release? What did I do?
The new.
Yeah.
Oh, it's supposed to be none. There we go. Okay, that's off now. So it's not hidden, no adaptive release, we're good. Keep working our way up. This course content folder now doesn't have anything on it. No adaptive release, it's not hidden. And we know this is the new one that you want. So we can, now that everything's off, you can start going through and deleting and reconnecting things. So we're going to start at the bottom. This is the old one. We don't want it. Delete the old one. This is the new one. We do want it. We're leaving it alone for right now. This is the the new course content with nothing in it. We don't want this one. So the way because I'm always scared I'm gonna get ready to mess something up, I click on the course content folder. I see that it's empty. So I know this is the right one to delete. So I'm gonna click the drop down arrow and delete. And it's okay because nothing's in there. So delete. So now all you're left with is your good course content folder and the new introductory assignment. Now all you have to do is connect these two. Now you do want to set the adaptive release up contingent on them completing this introductory assignment. So I'm going to go back to the only course content folder I have now. Click adaptive release. And then go find your introductory assignment. So now this introductory assignment has to be completed for them to have access to this course content folder. And now all you have to do is go in and set this up based on this upcoming semester's census dates. So to do that, I would go in. Does anybody want to go? We're going to really get Dylan set up.
Yeah. Thank you, Karen.
So I would read all this. I'm going to read it all, make sure I know what to do. And it walks you, if you don't know, then you can, it's right there, but I know what to do. So I'm just going to delete all that. I'm going to back this up. I don't know when Dylan's first assignments are, so I can't do that, but I can do, I'm going to go to the professional development course. And I'm going to go to Blackboard support. And I'm going to say for the fall, this is a 16-week course.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so the census date for a fall is August 28th. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to open it in a new test window, make it available to students. I'm going to leave all that alone. Display until August, what was it? 28th? Nobody's listening.
I'm listening to you, but I don't know the answers.
August 28th, yeah. All right, so, and then click on the clock and you always select end of day. Then I'm going to come down here, due date. You are,
I got 2 introductory assignments I can figure out.
all right, we're going to get that fixed here in just a second. This is the due date. I'm going to click on the clock, end of day.
Always check this box. Do not allow students to start the test if it's passed. And then everything else is the same. And Dylan is ready.
You go.
Yay,
It's gonna be good afternoon.
All right,
Okay.
all right, what, you have 2 introductory assignments?
And I can't figure out which one to make it. I already took out my wrong contents. And I hit that one.
Okay, you gotta delete. So what I would go through, that's adaptive release, and you don't want the adaptive release in introductory assignments, so click drop down, adaptive release.
All right, so none.
Hit again, go to the-
This is the next 18. And I just copied that, and it says 18. This is the same date, it's just a different day.
You go to edit test options.
Oh, yeah, well, I also changed the
Year.
The year.
Now go to adaptive release. Oh, I wonder if you had, click that, out.
That's the one you said. Okay,
Okay, now it's off.
Yeah,
Now
that's
delete that.
exactly that too. Not sure what I did.
Now, when you go to
I'm just excited.
I can't.
As long as the issue is something the same.
Don't do that one.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I'll tell you what. Don't do that one.
She's
As long as it's not changed, it will usually check.
See, I can't get used to the screen.
So
It's
you want
so
to
much
go
bigger
on
than
right,
that.
so now you should only have one. But you need to be able to- Now click it. Okay, but let me show you something that's super important. When you go into student preview,
I have to do an introductory time first.
yeah,
In the time window, otherwise it will not work.
thank you. See, Jessica speaks.
I know I did change the time window, but if I'd done it at the beginning, I wouldn't have to do that.
Okay, first of all, when you're setting up your introductory assignment, you're gonna click on drop down, edit the test options. You're not gonna edit the test. The test is what the test is. It's standard. You want to edit the test options. Don't select display after. It's unnecessary. This course isn't gonna be available to students until the first day of class anyway. This will, like before classes start, when you want to test things out, if you have that selected, you're not going to be able to go into student preview mode and test it because it's not going to be available until whatever date you set. So never click the display after. You're safe there because the course isn't even going to be open until the first day of class. So don't select that. Make sure you select that. And the important thing is you've got all that stuff done. That's fine. Exactly what Jessica said. What you want to do before the census date, I'm going to go into student preview. And this is super important because we want to test to make sure that this little thing we just set up with adaptive release connected to the right introductory assignment is correct. So one of the most important things you can do before you start the class is go into student preview mode, not edit. Edit just shows you what it might look like to a student. Student preview mode is going to show you how it's going to behave because it actually enrolls you as a student in your course. So you can check to see how things behave, not just what they look like to a student. So I don't even really use my edit button anymore. I always use the student preview button. So I'm going to go into student preview. And I'm going to click on content assignments and I'm going to see, does this work right? Yes, it does. I see my introductory assignment. I do not see the course content folder. I don't want to have access to that until I complete this. So as that student preview person that was just enrolled, I'm going to take this test. I'm going to begin. I'm going to select yes, and I'm going to click save and submit. I can go into my grades. I can see exactly what I this is everything is in the course. I mean, I can check to see what students see when their grades, you know, what they look like. Does it say upcoming? Are these right? Are the due dates right? Because if you hadn't updated your due dates yet, the students are going to see the due dates aren't right.
Yes, they will call you out on it. So sure will.
So you can see exactly what they see. The important part is this next step. When you're okay, so you've done it, you've tested it, it works. Now I have access to my course content. I can click on it, I can go into it, and I can start my work. What I don't want to happen is when I exit student preview, and I go to click on settings first. If I delete that user, that introductory assignment is like it never happened. And so after the census date, what happens? If students don't do the introductory assignment, they don't have access to the course content material. So you can't ever test anything. So if a student says, hey, I can't see week 3, and you're like, well, week 3's up there. You can't go into student preview to see if you accidentally hit it or not, because when you go to student preview, that introductory assignment will no longer be available because it's after the census date. So you won't be able to use the student preview function unless you say keep that preview user. So make sure you say, I want to keep it, even though it says this is recommended. It's not recommended if you want to use this as a testing tool throughout your course, which you should be. So I always say, keep that user that just did the introductory assignment, save those settings, and then exit your preview. So that way, if I can come and go, that students are will have always completed the introductory assignment.
So if you went to the roster, would it show up that, show that?
It'll show that,
Preview student.
it should, I'm gonna go to red visibility. There's that student. You might have to do it because
It's this-
I'm logged in as me.
Yeah.
so you might have to do that again, log in as you, to be able to keep that student. So if you want to see even the people that have been dropped from your course, you can see that these 2 students dropped. I'm in there as a preview student. If people drop, but you don't want them to see in your, you don't want them in your grade center where you have to scroll through all those grayed out names, just click a student and hide them. Just make sure you're not hiding a real student. So like I could go ahead, because they've got the little gray thing beside them, they're not in my class, I could go ahead and click. So Brandon doesn't have to see them every time they're scrolling through their grade book. I could click that.
Brandon, you go.
What?
Nice.
What, that's Brandon? Oh, I could hide them.
Let's go,
Brandon. I'm so sorry. So then those students aren't there. Do you want me to go back in?
Oh, it says bunch. That's-
So just go to manage row visibility if you want to go back and change it. You can always make them visible again. See, now they're kind of grayed out, but if I want to show them again, I just select them and show the rows. Click submit.
Yeah, I would call you out.
So Kate, like as leaders, if you want to like help your adjuncts, because I go in and do theirs as a student in their courses too, because sometimes they'll call me in a panic. Oh my gosh, like I don't know if I've done something, and so it's nice to be able to go in their courses, like if you're added on as code, whatever you get to do to allow their classes to show up for me. So it's important to do that in their courses as well, so you can go in and be a student if they need help, if they're sick or you've got to go in.
Yeah, you got to, and a lot of it is you want access, because if you go in there, sometimes it's just simply something's been hidden that, shouldn't be or something like that. So, okay.
Thank you so much.
You're
for
so
all that.
welcome.
Yeah, I have a good one.
Hi.
Later.
Hi, Brandon. Sorry about that. All right, then another thing, so that's student preview. You feel good about kind of going through that cleanup process and getting these connected? And if not, remember, just come see me and say, hey, Kay, I want to make sure my course is set up right. And I will walk you through. You'll do it, but I'll walk you through it so you'll get comfortable with that process. The only other thing would be
your full grade center. And you'll probably get lots of emails about this, not just from me, but that external grade column. Yep, this is what's speaking to Aviso. So if you want me, the grade center is a whole day's worth of learning. And it's really important now, before you copy your classes, to go through and clean up the course that you're, so like if you've got lots of things in your grade center.
I don't want to. Well, we'll just look. I could go in my grade center to manage column organization, and I see everything in my grade center. I can see there's a weighted total, a total, a final exam, a test average, and assignment average. Hey,
Instead of cleaning it up or deleting it, couldn't you just hide it?
you can, but if you're, when you hide it here, it doesn't hide it from the student view. The only way it hides something from the student view, so that when they go to their grades and they don't see it there and get confused. Thanks. Appreciate your comment. You have to do it not from the managed column organization, because I can go in and hide anything. So like I can click introductory assignment and then hide. That does not hide it from the student view. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel out that because we don't want that hidden. The only thing that would make it hidden from the
Yeah, right
student
here.
view is here and
You
then.
have to go one by one,
Mhm,
which is annoying.
it is. But that's the only way to ensure that the students don't see it. And to me, that is very misleading, because when you come here and it says hide,
Right.
it seems like why would you hide it from yourself? Well, I mean, I guess maybe you don't want to have to scroll through and see it, but you assume it's hidden from students, and it's not. So they make you work for it to make sure, so you have to do it from this one, hide from the students. Any questions about how to set up the external grade column? Y'all good with that? There is if y'all use a weighted grading system, there's a really good video in the course that makes sure that your categories are set up correctly. So for instance, if this is my syllabus and I have these categories, I need to make daggone sure that my weighted total, when I go to the drop-down arrow, edit column information, is set up with those categories. Final project isn't going to necessarily be a default category. So I'm going to have to go in and create that category and then make sure that it's set up correctly. And then I have to make sure that when I go to manage column organization, that everything, this is super important. And this is a great easy way to see it, because this is everything in your grade center. That category right there, all these things better be in alignment with your syllabus. So if your syllabus, so some people might differentiate between a test and a quiz, let's say. Let's see what you've got. Or discussion board. And they're weighted differently. So like a test might be 40% and a quiz might be 10%. But they're all, when you create a quiz, they're all going to be listed as tests. So let's just say this is a quiz, but it's categorized as a test. You have to make sure that this matches your syllabus. If not, now this is a really easy way to do it. You can, like this test right here, I just select it and I can change the category to whatever it should be. If you don't see the category here, and it's one of your, like in my course, final project is a category, and I don't see that here, then you just go create that category. So manage, categories. And here are all the ones that are by default in a Blackboard course. But if you have your own things for your course, you just go create it. So I can go create a category, and mine would say final project. So then once I do that,
and I go back to my grade center, manage, column organization. Then once I click on, let me scroll down here, change category to, then the final project would show up here. Thank you so much. Did you make sure you sign in? If you could, you did. Okay, good. Thank you. So then final project would be there for me to select. That setting up your grade center, like sometimes when I'll go to grade centers, I will see so many that have duplicated. Like you might have 6 chapter 4 tests. And then you're like, I don't know which ones to delete. Well, at the end of the semester, now is the best time to go through your grade center, your actual grade center, because you can see if, and organize them, like put all your chapter 4s together. So all your chapter 4s will be right here. The one that's populated with grades is the one that's deployed. The other chapter 4 columns that don't have anything in them haven't been deployed. So you know you can delete them. Does that make sense? No.
Can you say that again? The ones that haven't been deployed, they show how?
So let me see if I can find an example. Let me just go to, let me see if this will do anything at all. So right now, let's say I'm gonna just rename this one to test 2, which is probably gonna mess me up later, but. Okay, so let's say I go into column organization and I see these would probably have been hidden. This is probably what it would look like. I've got my test 2 and I've got these other test 2s, and I don't, even though they're hidden, it doesn't mean anything to me because the students, I don't know which one of these are deployed.
Meaning you don't know which one of those have been used and the students got a grade for it, right?
Right. So I don't want to delete them because I don't know which one is connected to the grades in a column that has the grades in it. So the first thing I'll do is unhide everything. I want to show it, and this is after this is the perfect time of year once your course is over. Come in here and clean up, show everything. Then you can come in here and you can see I've kind of put them all together. So they're all side by side. They're not like I don't have to scroll through to find the other test 2 and then scroll back here to see which one. I'm just going to kind of come over here and manually organize this so that all my, let's just say this was over here and this one was here. If I didn't come back through and organize them, I would have to go, oh, okay, this one's got grades. Let me scroll over. Which one? Where's the other test 2 and where's the other test 2? I can just go in for the sake of grade center cleanup, go to manage, column organization. I'm going to say, I'm going to put all these little burgers together. I don't have to be scrolling back and forth. I'm just going to work on all my test 2s for right now. And I want them to be really, really easy to find. So I'm going to put them all together and I can see all my test 2s. Now this isn't working because this is just a sample class, but let's just say this column and this column are empty. And this is the one with grades. I can very easily go in and delete these columns. Where's my delete button? Oh, the best way to do it actually is to go into that content area and delete it from there. That way you know there's no more links.
So I've done that before, Kate, and I don't know if it's because I, of course, copied from my course that it wasn't deleted originally from. I can't do that now. So I will have 2 or 3
That's what happened to
columns,
me last
and
semester.
there's no way to delete it.
Then once you get to that point, that's called orphaned content. It sounds so sad. It's called orphaned content, and sometimes it does happen. If that happens, once you've cleaned up everything you can clean up, and you've gone into your content area and tried to delete it and it's not there, or it doesn't have the delete
Right.
option
Can't
here,
even- Right. When you
Email-
move,
then you email me with a list, say, this is the course, these are the tests, these are the exact names, and then I have to put a ticket into Blackboard, but they can do it on their end.
It took a while for them, not Kate, but for them to
oh, I'm sure.
get it
yeah.
clean. I
But
had
then-
that same issue.
Yeah, especially if like you inherit a course, or if it has been copied and you didn't know, it, I mean, then it's done, it's just
Right.
orphaned. So this would be the time to go through cleanup, and then if you find something that you can't delete, that you know you want deleted. And sometimes I've gone in and just when I know I've cleaned it up, I know that these, let's say these two are the wrong ones and this is the right one. Sometimes I'll get really crafty and I'll come in here and I'll go to edit column information and I'll just kind of code it, like test to, R or something like that. So I'll know the one with the R is the one I want to keep, or put a K or something like, oh, the K is the one I want to keep. And then these two are the ones I want to delete. And so then if you need to copy before you have time to clean up or something, when you copy, you'll know that all the ones with K's on them are the real ones that were deployed in the content area, and I want to keep them. All the other ones I can delete. And then once you've deleted all that, and then the ones that you can't delete, send me an email of with the course and the and the title here, and then I'll put a ticket in and get them gone for you. What else?
What if you accidentally copied the wrong course over and then you're like, oh buddy, you just have to like delete things like in chunks or.
Well, if it's before classes start, this isn't, I'm a little bit scared to tell you this because of a timing issue, because it would depend on Courtney's schedule and my schedule. But you can say, Courtney, I absolutely messed this course up. Can you delete it? She'll delete it, run a bulk job, it'll reload as a blank course, and then you can start fresh. That's like your latched effort because Courtney may or may not have time, like she gets swamped at certain times. And that does involve me, which she can, anyway, I kind of have to delete it in the GUI in our system. And then she would run it again and then it would repopulate blank. So if you just get really like, I have just messed this up royally, there's no coming back from this one. As long as classes haven't started yet, and Courtney and I have time, which, you know, we normally do if there's enough time. It can't be a panic last minute thing. I mean, it could be, and it could work out fine where both of us are able to do that, but I wouldn't count on that, like in an emergency situation, but that is always an option. Anything else? All right, and just remember, all this and more is in that student support, professional development portal, Blackboard support site. And I would spend a lot of time, if you're not comfortable, making sure that grade book is set up. I can't find anything right now. That's not the one I want. But go to the professional development portal, spend a lot of time on what we didn't get to today was reviewing your course for accessibility, which you can go into any course. Go to your course tools, accessibility reports. And I'm just putting it out there. I got these things I got to fix. But it tells you, and this is the problem with them. So I can just go through, I can try to start here and start working with the easiest to fix or the ones with the most issues and just start working through it.
And there was a couple of them up right there, so you don't have to go through each module and everything. Oh, it's easy.
Yeah,
Learn something today.
so I can just click right here and then it's going to tell me what's wrong with it and then how to fix it. And if I can fix it, a lot of times it's just
I
out
was gonna say, sometimes you just can't.
Most of the time it's decorative.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you don't have the original document, you have to be able to have access to the original document, download it, fix it there, like a PDF. PDFs are usually problem. But what is my problem here? I just need to go in, write a good description. Let me just,
Write a good description.
What is this?
Find a good description here.
College research, chart. Look, boom, done. Can't be the same as the phone one.
I have no idea. Just put college research.
CRC.
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, I don't know if anybody was actually doing a screen reader. I'm just gonna do a chart example. It's very satisfying. Now I have a well done and a green light, and then I can go on to the next one.
Well, that's saying only 95%.
I don't
It
know.
has contrast issues. It's saying the blue against the,
So to fix that, I'll actually have to go in and And this is a work in progress. Go do the easy stuff first. And then, before you do the next one, maybe change, update a few things.
what does OCR mean? It says document is scanned but not OCR'd.
That means it's not, I forgot what that stands for, but it means like one of those niche machines wouldn't be able to read it. It's not, what does it stand?
Optic conversion, I have no idea.
It stands for when they're using a screen reader or something like that, because it's viewing it as a picture versus the text. So it's just gonna see, like you just put in a scanned picture. It hadn't been OC, I don't know what that means, but they're not gonna be able to read the text on it because it's just viewing it as one picture.
Optical character recognition.
There you go. Optical, so their device can't recognize the text on it and read it to the person because they just see that as one big image.
If you're including like textbook chapters, like they should already have a textbook, and if they're visually impaired, they should have already like bought it online and it has a reader. Do I have to fix that issue? Is that going to be an issue that would possibly come up later if I'm like, this is just scan pages of the hard copy textbook?
That's probably not best practice, just to scan. It's just not. But there's going to be a lot of professional development next semester, and well, the fall semester. We're going to be focusing a lot and providing professional development on accessibility and making the documents more accessible. But another thing that you can do is make sure your students know that temporarily, if something isn't available, let me see if I can. Oh wait, that's not. Let's see if there's something, gotta find where there's some stuff. There's in every. Okay, this. So like,
whatever this content is, those little A's, not the drop down area, which the students can't access, but the little ally menu pops up, and here are alternative formats. So you can say, use your ally menu, and it could be read to them instead, and as you're working on it. So we pay for a Blackboard Ally. So, we want to make sure the students know that it's available and they have these
Not
alternative.
a lot of students know about that. 'Cause a lot
I
of
didn't know
students-
that.
a lot of
I didn't know
students
that.
come in here and they're like, I can't print this PowerPoint. And then we change it to a PDF in that thing. Usually there's a PDF
Well, that's good for
option in
me,
there
so I
too
need to,
sometimes.
it's in the student orientation, and I kind of share it with the students that I meet with. I know they don't, and they don't read emails, so. But if y'all if they're getting it from me and they start hearing it from instructors, but this Beeline Reader is awesome. Y'all just need to try it out yourself, because you know how eye fatigue, it doesn't even have to be for students with disabilities. It could be for a tired mom with 3 kids whose eyes are about to, and it color codes things. And so it puts it kind of in, try out the Beeline Reader on some of your documents. It opens it up and it just makes it so much easier to read. So it's not just visually impaired, it's eye fatigue. It's people that have a hard time reading quickly. It kind of chunks things. Or, sometimes students have a hard time just following, what they call tracking. Their eyes skip from line to line, so it helps with tracking. So, all different kinds of different learning styles. So maybe the time management, a mom could be downloading the audio version of that thing you want them to read. They could be in a car listening to it instead, of, I don't have time because I gotta get, so you could say, well, here, use the audio version.
So these are provided by Ally, the Ally tool.
Mhm. And it's built into, it's automatically in every course, so all students have access to it. Anytime they see that little
Every
Ally
content
menu.
thing has that little
Mhm.
alternate formats.
So anytime they see that Ally menu, it's providing different formats of that content. Yes, so promote that. And it helps you too.
And
So that
beyond-
isn't, it's not like a cop out, like, oh, I've got that, I don't have to clean up my content. You want to start with this.
Beyond
good content.
disabilities, there's also tech issues that prevent certain students from opening certain formats. And so if they know about that, it usually will give them another way to open that format. Like I mentioned, the PowerPoints. Students seem to have trouble if there's a PowerPoint. Some of them, it might be their device or their laptop doesn't like that file format. And if it's not in PDF, usually it would give a PDF or some other
Yeah.
formats as an example.
It'll open, the menu depends on the type of content that it is, and so the menu might change, so, yeah. But that's a really good question. Anything else? Once you kind of get into it, if you have any specific problems with a specific course and you want to meet one-on-one, we can set up a little time and, I'll try to, how much, I can't have a beverage. We could have snacks.
We can be outside of campus.
Yes, we could be off campus.
We can be off campus.
That's it. That's all I have for you. If y'all, have any questions, just contact me. And remember, everything I went over is in that Blackboard support folder. There's videos, there's printouts. Go through that. If you're a lead, go through the orientation course, the Blackboard, either the student, you should have access to the student orientation and the Blackboard orientation for faculty. And it's just a good little refresher on something. Sometimes I go through it and I'm like, I forgot about that thing. Because, we get so engrossed in our own stuff. So, and you can give me feedback too. You're like, Kate, you need to add this to it. My students are always, having trouble with this. Can you add that to the course or something like that? But that's it for today. If y'all have any questions, contact me. I'll be happy to meet with you.
Thank you, Kate.
Thanks,
Thank you.
y'all. And I am trying to, I think I recorded this. Recording has started, so how do I stop it? Right, stop.